Welcome to episode 14 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we will discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. So let's go. Fabien, if you want to start.
Yeah, thanks. So this week I want to discuss some news and rumors that are starting to get more and more precise about the next Meta headset. So it will be the Quest 3. Um, so it's the low uh, quote unquote low price range of the Meta headsets because the Meta Quest Pro is at a much more higher price. So it's set to be released end of this year. And so what we know for now is it should be a smaller form factor, so much more lighter than the Quest 2. There will be color cameras, so it will be a real mixed reality device. And it seems like the color camera are a huge improvement. Um, so I saw someone make a comment that lifelike mixed reality, where you can actually use your phone, for example, in mixed reality. So let's see. And this mixed reality mode will be even better because they will add a depth sensor at the front of the device. So instead of using only the RGB color values to map the space, they can also use the depth sensor. So to really map and know where the walls are and such thing like that. Um, so that's a good improvement. So I'm curious to know what you think about that. And also, we know that the Quest 2 sold, I think, over 2 million copies, but the usage are actually quite low. So I wonder if um, this kind of device with the addition of mixed reality can bring more users, more content, and actually have um, people use it more, or usage is more about content and we need better content for all kind of devices. Um, so yeah, maybe Seb, what do you think about the Quest 3?
Well, first, the improvements, it's nice. Definitely having a dev cam like the HoloLens to track better the space and the environment and recognize the space and the environment so the headsets know where it is. That's necessary. Having the Quest Pro, I can tell you that it's not working most of the time, so you still have to calibrate every time and it's bothering and breaking the experience. Basically, so having that on top of what they already have would be very nice. Um, and also the Quest Pro in terms of mixed reality with the black and white camera mixed with the only one color camera in the center make a weird mix. You have a lot of deformation and what you see seems really diminished. You are not able to look at your phone and stuff like that. So yeah, if I tried the Lynx where the Lynx is using actually two RGB cameras and that was already much more better. So if they also increase the camera resolution on top of that, that should be a good mix. Yeah. Now in terms of usage, like you said, I doubt there is a lot of mixed reality application right now that are meaningful to bring more people to the mix and use it, at least right now. And also the headset is quite big. So even though you use mixed reality with your friend or stuff like that, you will still have a huge headset on your face. So the form factor should be smaller to really be used in real space in other environment than only your place. So I think there is still a step into that to make it more consumer friendly, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. They say that it should have a smaller form factor, but we don't know how much. So
Mm.
yeah. Mm.
But you said compared to the Quest 2, um,
Yes.
do
Yeah.
they say how small will it be compared to the Quest Pro, which is already smaller?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Mm.
Okay.
Okay. And what do you think, Guillaume?
Well, there are a lot of things to say about this. The first thing I saw is that about the controllers, they won't have the ring above them like on the Quest 2, and they are talking about passive controllers, which would mean no batteries in them, I guess. But the question is, what kind of tracking are they willing to apply to this? If you don't have this upper ring that basically was the only way for them to have an efficient hand tracking, or maybe they're just willing to use the hand tracking. But yeah, it gives us a lots of question to reflect about. Next thing is that I find that there are lots of headsets iteration in on the Meta Oculus camp. We can see that the Oculus Quest 2 and Oculus Quest Pro are not that old. We've already seen that the price is going down very, very fast. So uh, I don't know how they can do this fast iteration headsets because we are more used to 1.5 or 2 years time window of use, and we are less than a year right now. So I don't know if it's a symbol of their financial difficulties, and they are trying to find the best headset to make a huge breakthrough the population. As you said, Seb, Quest 2 is not that used. PSVR 2 is the number of headsets is lower than the expectation. So we are still in this financial moment where people are not uh, using their money for leisure or entertainment. So once again, if these headsets are coming with some very interesting use cases for everyday life, I think people could still buy them. On that part, some people are saying that Quest 3 should be a competitor for the AR Apple AR headsets because, as you said, they are making all the effort on the video see-through technology, and I'm finding this a bit weird or funny. I don't know, but for the Quest 1, Quest 2, the video was there just for protection as a guardian, and now they are finding out that people are really willing to use the AR capacity of this. And if you are looking on the media, social media, you can see that the most trending video about the Quest is about the AR uses of this. So maybe there is a switch from the Meta team from the VR to the AR, and they are finding out that maybe now they have the technology to provide an efficient video see-through effect, like the links you talked about, Seb, a few weeks back. Maybe they finally achieve the one to one ratio, which would make it easy to use. So a lot of question and stuff to say. So please, tell me your thoughts about. Bien, Steph.
Yeah. Um, so I'm curious indeed about like the controllers as well. Like really, how will that work? Um, I know that Meta is big on AI as well. So will they start including some, AI interpolation or AI models to for example, to build like an avatar from only the hands or only the two controllers? Um, that's a question, yeah. And also comparing the uh, potential Apple device with this one, the price tag is really different. So I'm really curious to see what kind of quality comes from both of them, um, both on hardware, of course, and uh, as we discussed already many times, content, because Apple is already huge on content. So it's easier for them to bring back that content into their device. Um, so yeah, lots of questions. This year will be a very interesting year for XR.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my fear is that because they want to bring the price lower than it is already, they would like completely flush the quality of the controller tracking, because if they are passive, I really don't know what kind of technology they could use, because it means that you don't have your infrared LEDs inside your controllers, and yeah, it's very weird.
And no cameras either, like on the Quest Pro, where they are using cameras inside
Oh
the
yeah.
controllers to
Mm-mm.
control that direction. Yeah,
Like
that's
like
really
Vive
weird.
Live is doing as well with their inside out tracking
Mm.
devices. Yeah.
And also removing the force feedback is a
Mm,
bold move, I think, because
exactly.
that's a lot to the interaction. That adds a lot to the interaction.
Mm-mm.
And also they remove, from what I have seen, the eye tracking and the face tracking, so you will not be able to have expression
Mm-hmm.
and show that to other user. So yeah.
Yes, maybe this is a complete switch from VR to the AR, because this is what people. Once again, the AR use cases for most people is the easier one to adapt. So maybe they're just targeting this audience. Maybe less games and more everyday life interactions.
Yeah, but that seems weird to not have the expression on face
Yeah.
tracking or eye tracking, because you need to convey that even more in augmented reality. You need to see
Mm-mm.
the reaction of the other user next to you.
Mm-mm.
So that seems really weird to remove that functionality.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. It's for the end of the year, I guess,
Mm.
Yeah.
and we'll have the hopefully AR April AR headsets announcements before that, so they could still modify their product by that time, I guess.
Yeah.
So do you have anything more to add, Fabien, or maybe Seb can talk about his own topic?
Yeah. I'm good. Said, go on.
Great.
All right. So today I wanted to talk about Nvidia that releases its new AI generative character system with a nice video showing a standard character, yeah, a human being asking question in the game to a 3D character, which voice, eyes, and and text are controlled by AI. So here the user speaking and Jun is the AI character. So I think it's moving pretty fast also on the game side, and it seems like it will bring much more interaction and not predicted interaction with the game and with the character in the game. So I think that that's good for the genre and the quantity of stuff that will be available inside the game, and the ability to really talk to a character and ask your direction and be more free in the game. I don't know what is your thought on that, but yeah.
I'll start if you want. So I saw the video as well, and I'm a bit disappointed, I guess, because when you're watching this video, in fact, the exchange between the user, the real user, and the AI NPC is quite common.
Mm,
This is I saw some comments about this, and people say, well, yeah, this is exactly the kind of conversations that you are skipping when you're playing.
mm,
So we don't really see the point in this. uh, i'm I think they're kind of missing the point here. For technical demonstrations, they should have asked like uh, completely random question
mm,
for the NPC to answer. Right now, I can't see the difference between what we have now and what they are proposing, despite the fact that the player is speaking freely instead of checking pre-programmed dialogue. So this is the
what
first element. And on the technical part, if it's real time, this is very impressive that we are seeing that there are no latency between the time the player is speaking and the time the AI NPC
mm,
is answering, because we saw some stuff in the past few weeks, and you had like less than a minute, but you had some quite latency for you to wait the answer, and apparently there are no time between that anymore. So this is a great point. But yeah, they should have demonstrate something more open than just a classical conversation. Yeah.
is it the case though? Is it really completely open and you can ask any question to the user, or is there like a storyboard implemented in the whole game and character are getting the information from there?
Well, I guess it should be completely open, because if you are restricting the answer or the spectrum, well, people will try to answer any kind of weird question, and the NPC will always bring you back to the perimeter. So
Mm.
and you will lose the immersion very fast, because so I think they should find a smart way to bring people back through the conversation, instead of saying, yeah, you're not talking about the mission, please ask me a question about the mission.
But I wonder if the whole point is more to show that you don't need any more a graphics that will animate all the face
Oh, okay.
tracking and really have that directly embedded in your game without bothering about that. But you can still bother about the content and the art direction and where you want the user to go next
Hmm.
with a scripted storyboard on which the character and the AI are getting the answer to answer the player.
Okay, in that way it makes sense. But once again, the message of the demonstration is not that clear, because
Mm,
as as you are seeing, I didn't understand
mm.
what was the technical stuff they are willing to show. Yeah.
So I guess the video was also shown at a conference, so they
Mm.
must have talked about it
Yeah,
around the
I
video.
guess.
I'm just showing the video right now. Fabien, any thought?
Um, yeah, so I agree with what you just said, and I think yeah, it's we already talk about how AI and generative AI can increase the the life to say the word of the characters in the game, and indeed make the development much faster. Like instead of coding every line of speech, just giving a persona to the AI, and the AI can use that persona to create a dialogue. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting to see how this will be actually used, because for example in an open metaverse where there is no scenario, it could be, yeah, just a conversation. But I think in a game where the scenario is has to be somehow created, as you said, is how, if you ask him like I don't know, what did you do for Christmas? How the AI will like bring back the conversation to the game narrative. Um, I don't know, but still it's in progress, and Nvidia is benefiting a lot from the hype on AI. Um, they have a lot of income thanks to selling the GPUs that are used to train AIs. So it's becoming a major player on the one of the biggest actually.
Mhm.
So it's very important, very interesting to see where they are going.
Yeah, you're right. We can see that they're for the small, bigger player in the GAFA, and so you can see that Nvidia is making his way up to the top. And some people were talking about the semiconductor era in which we are entering with the AI era as well. So it's very interesting. And once again, it's been done in a few months or week, because back in 20 you just have to check at the stock market price of the Nvidia, and it did it's 10 times bigger than it was in 2021. So it's very fast. So next topic, said yeah.
Yeah, it's about bouncing on the same subject, putting AI in a character, but this time a robot with facial expression, and having him talk and answer to your question with face expression that match what they're answering to you. Um, Same here. I think that's going very fast, and the results are quite impressive.
Fabien, if you want to start on this.
Um, do you want me to take the positive way or the negative way?
Both,
Both ways.
both.
um, no, just joking. So yeah, indeed, it's going very fast. And one thing to mention is this is a cool demo. The time for this to be actually accessible, and I don't know, for example, a robot that would be a clerk in a hotel, for example. Um, I think the number of safety issues that can arise from, for example, just using the OpenAI APIs without any other layer of control can lead to real issues. Um, I saw, for example, that there is an influencer, I forgot the name, who created like a fake version of herself using OpenAI APIs, and she created a service where people, well, guys, of course, would pay $1 a minute to discuss with that AI, and it didn't go well. The AI started to reply completely strange, weird, false things. Uh, but still, yeah, the video that you are currently showing, Seb, the expressions are it's a bit uncanny, but it's getting better and better. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't agree more with you, Fabien. Uh, I guess the most impressive part of this video is the famous uncanny effect that is quite not there anymore, because from all the humanoid or face robotic face animation that we could see in the past few years, there was still this cringy, very weird phenomenon when you're seeing them. And I'm not that uh, yeah, it's not that weird anymore. You can get used to this face, and it's not scaring or disturbing anymore. So
Mm.
good job on that. And yeah, once again, the robotic field is very exciting, but we can see that from the previous video of Boston Dynamics, for example, and when they are selling the product, there is a 20-ish year window. So we can guess that this kind of robot won't be seen till 2050 or something like that.
Mm.
But we are getting it. We're getting in this sci-fi vision of our world, with where we will have some AI robots in our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything more from you two?
No.
No.
Okay. So just let me. Okay, so sure, for starters, I just want to show you a very fun video that the Insta360 team just released. Get this on. It's a stop motion video made with 360 Insta camera, and then find the concept very very well done. And apparently it took them 1 month to create this animation. And I just find it very very cool. So just let you see what they've done. But they made this kind of gesture animation interaction or navigation inside the 3D space, 360 space. And why I wanted to show this video is that we talked about this a few weeks back, is that the way people are now using as a 360 content is not really what they were thinking of at the beginning. We talked about the extreme sport usage of these 360 cameras for them to have more dynamic shots. And we can see that you can do creative 360 stop motion video as well.
Could you explain what is 360 inside the video? Because right now what you show was only from one point of view, but you are able to rotate the camera, right?
Yeah, the camera is rotating, as you see. I don't know how they did this kind of effect. Yeah, it's. I don't know how they did it. I couldn't see any footage of the creation of the content.
Mm.
But you can see that as I guess the 360 part make it easier to create.
To edit, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to
Mm.
position the video as precisely as you will have on a classical stop motion effect.
Yeah, and we can see that the field of view also changes, so that's very easy to do if you have a 360 image. Um, like at the end, towards the end, with in the gallery, not the gallery, the alley. There are a lot of change in the field of view that makes this very cool effect, and that's easy to do with a 360 image. So yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not more the technical complexity of this. It's just the effect that is fun to watch.
yeah,
The
yeah,
number of shots that must have taken, that must be amazing.
Yeah, with
So
360 and Nerf, I think creators, video creators and creators more generally have a lot of uh, opportunities for creativity.
mhm,
Mm.
cool. So on my second more serious maybe subject is about the serial trio. I don't know how they want to us to pronounce it, but they just announced a new kind of AR lenses hardware device. And the breakthrough they are talking about is the use. They can now simulate the field of view of an AR glasses. So of course, this is one of the main issue using an HoloLens or a Magic Leap device, as you just have your AR content at one specific location in the space. So apparently they are claiming that they solved this issue, and it's indeed could be considered a breakthrough, given that it answers one of the main issue of the comfort when you are using your AR glasses or headsets. I really don't know how they did this. They are just communicating about the effect that they are creating with this lens. I guess there would be some kind of cameras filming your eyes to determine the depth of field or field of, yeah, the depth of field you're looking the object. So
Or
yeah,
what you are focusing on, yeah. Mm.
yeah.
I
So you
think
can
the
we can see it's
yeah.
still prototype. Very, it's not a form factor that we could use in a real one. But once again, they use some this kind of uh, glasses, classical glasses like uh, uh, form factor representation, and I guess it's motivating people to project themselves by using like classical prescription glasses with AR content. Well, we are not there, but we are getting there step by step. So, what's your thoughts about this?
So this will be like a lens or um, something that you put on the eye, or it will be something on the glass.
Well, this is you have the glasses. There is an holographic film on the glass, and apparently you still have some kind of projection on the side. So it's still not what we are dreaming of, meaning just a LCD or whatever device that would be embedded inside the glass. We are still on the projection technology, which is not ideal. We know, but as we can see, they are projecting this or using this device in a very light controlled room with very low external light. So we'll get that the projection is not working when you have too much light in the room. So once again, it's a no go for an AR device on the mainstream market. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw before, like 2 years ago, they were showing the same technology, but inside a huge box, uh,
Mhm.
and people were looking inside a small hole to see the same content. And now they managed to get it small enough to be able to do that in a glasses form, so it's already quite nice. It seems to be smaller than the HoloLens, which does the same thing, but apparently the same size as the Magic Leap for me, from what I can see in terms of size in the video.
Mhm.
Um, and you said that it was not available before, this kind of depth of field. For me, the HoloLens 2 is kind of doing it with the eye tracking, so it shifts the 3D model and then change a bit the way it displayed. So it works a bit. There is some kind of delay that make it not perfect, but it's even worse in terms of delay on the Magic Leap 1. I did not
Mhm.
test on the Magic Leap 2, but it was the same on the Magic Leap 1. You have like 3 layers, but only
Yes,
3.
this is a difference between, I guess, this technology and the one and the
Mm.
other one is that
You
you
can go
just
in
add
between.
yeah, you
Mm.
just add 1 or 2 layers of depth of field, and now apparently you can have like way more of this depending on the
Mm.
distance.
But yeah, that makes the 3D model more integrated with the environment and more natural in the environment than having a perfect model, completely sharp in terms of display, where you are not looking at it.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I guess this kind of technology can also drive the usage up, because the it's less strain on the eyes, so it's more comfortable to use. So, for example, what we talked about last week, having for work, for example, having AR glasses from morning to night can be really can really tiresome. So with this kind of technology, maybe it can get more comfortable and more easier to use for a long time.
The eye fatigue.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was my topic. I don't know if you want to add anything more about anything you would like to talk about for today.
No, I think we're good. That was very cool.
Okay, Seb.
Just one thing, the CREAL has a competitor which is called VividQ, which are doing the same thing, and they seem to attack each other kind of on LinkedIn about that news. So it seems like VividQ will announce also something similar soon. So it's pretty
Okay,
nice.
we'll keep an eye on it,
Mm.
and maybe it will be our topic for next week.
All right. And yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, nice. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
Yep.
Good.
See
Thanks.
you guys.
See you
Bye.
guys.